ShineOn stands tall in the land. Printful shapes can't withstand. Printify steps back and fight. ShineOn shines day and night. ShineOn print game is strong. T-shirts, skirts, it won't be long. Mugs and more, they craft so bold. Their designs break the mold. ShineOn reigns supreme in the world of printed dreams. Printful, printify, taking the fall. ShineOn conquers all. Quality unmatched in the scene. Their prints always come out clean. Trust in ShineOn, feel the rush. Others turn to dust. Fast shipping, no delays. ShineOn blazes other ways. Reliability in every order. ShineOn sets the border. Customization's what they do. Unique designs just for you. Printful wishes could compete. ShineOn can't be beat.
We find our way, Project teaching us what to say. When ShineOn's magic, we hit the stores. Success is closer evermore. And on demand in every hand, merchants thriving across the land. Project guides us through the night. In this game, we're winning the fight. Project, learn and grow. Bright ideas start to show. ShineOn sparkles, we succeed. In this world, we plant the seed. Pixels dancing in the breeze, building dreams like endless seas. Every click leads to a chance. That's Project inside the dance. Ritual sounds and sunlight beams. Together we chase our dreams. E-commerce future bright as gold. With Audio our tales unfold. Audio, learn and grow. Bright ideas start to show. ShineOn sparkles, we succeed. In this world we plant the seed.
lovely shiny family. Look how many people are already here. Everyone's just commenting. The chat is bumping. Welcome everybody. I hope you are ready for a great Friday. I'm telling you, today I have an amazing guest who's going to come on and drop all sorts of incredible secrets, tips, one of the best-selling options for your products that you're going to see. I am like so excited to bring her on. I have new products launching today. What? I have an amazing program launching for you today. I have so much for you. So much for you. So I am really, really pumped. Yes. Where's everybody checking in from? Where is everybody checking in from? I am interested in knowing where you are coming from. Let's see. What do we have? Oh, hello. I think that's Rich. Rich, is that you? Hi, Rich. Let's see. Happy Friday, friends. Happy Friday, Amanda. I'm going to shout you out in a little bit. Let's see. Hickory, North Carolina. Love that. Yes, from Maryland. Tucson. Love it. Love it. What a way to end the week. I'm saying. Exactly. Rockville, Maryland. Love this. Lunch is served. Great shout out. Yes, today is kind of a lunch is served. Exactly. Oh my gosh, I am freaking pumped. Absolutely pumped. All right, let me get my slides and stuff. Let's pull this up. What do we got? Let me get my slideshow here. Woo! What do we got? Let's see. Oh, yes, it's Rich. Haha. Rich is part of the 100, which I will tell you guys about in just a little bit here. Some of you already know the secrets. Let's see. Hi from UK. Hello. Good day. Good morning. Montreal. Oh, I love it. Is it cold there already? I feel like it's got to be getting close. Like it's that end of summer, early fall vibes, but I feel like being in Florida, I'm a little biased on the weather. Like I grew up in Boston, so I definitely understand seasons, but it's just kind of nice here all year round. So being in Canada sounds cold. Sounds very cold. Boise, Idaho. Nice. Hi from Tennessee. Hi, Sandy. Welcome. Oh, you guys, I am so excited to show you what I like. Today is going to be great. Let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about it. Like this post, drop some hearts in the comments. Let's talk about our swag winners. As you know, every single week we love to shout out all of you who have been doing a great job trying something new. Maybe it's tips and tricks that you want to share. Maybe it's that you got your first sale, your 100th sale, your 1,000th sale, your gazillionth sale. We want to hear about it. So let's get into it. We're going to give you swag. Amanda, I told you I was going to shout you out. Amanda got her first ShineOn sale. So excited. Thank you for all that you do to help us be successful. Cheers to many more. Amanda, congratulations on your first sale. Everyone congratulate Amanda on her first sale. That is such a big win. And there's like that adrenaline rush that comes from it. And you just feel like you can conquer anything. And we're so proud of you. And cheers to many more. I'm telling you. All right. This is great. I'm so excited. Congrats, Amanda. Brooke will be in touch and she is going to give you some ShineOn swag for your first sale because you deserve it. You earned it. Amanda's in the 100 challenge. Woo! Yes, she is. I can't wait to tell you guys more about that. Like as we go on, I'm just gonna brag about it because I'm so pumped at all of you guys. You're so great. All right. Let's keep going. Next one. Tall. First sale on the SKUs published from the 100, right? That moment that your phone vibrates, you realize that it's a new order. It really does feel like it's just like this huge rush, when you get that first sale. It just feels so good. And Tall has definitely made sales before. However, the whole point of the 100 is that you don't get points unless you make sales on the SKUs you create in the challenge. So Tall got a sale on the SKUs. Love that. That means a SKU is like a published product. I'm getting all insider here. It's a published product. Way to go, you guys. Congratulations to both of you. Brooke will be in touch with all sorts of, she'll give you your swag codes. You can go ahead and help yourself to whatever you want in the store. Ooh, censorship. If you can't handle me at my 100, you don't deserve me at my 100. Ain't that right? Preach. It really is that like cha-ching, like there's just, you get all hot and excited and like, I just feel like dancing every time I get that little cha-ching. I love it. Okay, let's keep going. Obviously, I told you how to get free swag. Post about stuff. We love to brag about y'all, and then we'll give you swag. I mean, who doesn't like swag? All right, latest news. This is the big stuff, you guys. This is the big stuff. So first of all, 100 challenge. I've been talking about it this whole time. This is the best. So what we are currently doing, okay, it's 100 days to publish 100 products, and it's your best chance at making sales for Q4 because you are keeping yourself accountable. You are learning new things. We are a big, fun, friendly group. We are sharing things. We are talking about stuff. I do 2 live streams a week talking about store and design tips. I'm giving away free goodies like the top fonts that have sold and free ad swipe templates and winning product reports, like as in literally our team does tests and sells ShineOn, and we give you all of that information. Folks who are in the 100 right now, I want to hear in the chat, what do you guys think? What do you guys think so far? Because we're still in the early days, okay? We just launched this on September 16th, which is exactly 100 days to December 25th. So this is a very specific timeline, and the whole point is that you want to publish 100 products, 1 product per day, and you get points and you get prizes. Okay, so not only do you get points for publishing your products, you get points for making sales. 3 different ways to win prizes. If you publish 100 products, you get a prize. If you are in the top 10 of overall sales, you get a prize. If you are in the top 10 most improved, meaning you went from 0 to making the most sales, you also get a prize. So there are prizes for everybody. There's the link to join. Tall, it's so worth it. Yes. Amanda, loving it. Yes. Keeps me moving forward. Yes, Kara, I love it. Awesome. Yes. Phil, yuppie. Yes. Makes me accountable. Yes, honestly, that's so much. Is like sometimes you just need that motivation, and some of the hardest things are just taking that first step. A lot of people just kind of sit there in this paralysis, and having the guts to take that first step can change your entire life. You guys, it really can. It really can. So if you haven't joined yet, definitely join. It's $10 to join now. It was $1 when we launched it, but it's $10 to join now. We may or may not increase that price in the next 2 weeks. So I would consider joining. Remember, it will all be retroactive. So when you join, you're able to watch all of the replays. You can get all of the information you need. In addition, any of the SKUs and points and sales that you have made from September 16th will still be counted. So even if you don't join until the middle of October, we'll still count all of those SKUs and sales, all of those published products and sales. That's 100. You guys, if you are in, come join me. This is one of my favorite challenges. I'm pumped. All right, get your butts in there. Next up, some of you may or may not have seen this before. This is the scripted love necklace. We're bringing this back into the catalog. When I tell you that this is one of, like, we had this for a while and we pulled it, and then we were like, why did we pull this? Okay. It's a very cool design for Valentine's Day, right? So you want to get it early on. That's why we're launching it now, so that you have it for Valentine's Day. Let me show you what it looks like, because as you guys know, I always have samples. So Lux box, as you know, with the beautiful light that comes down. Will you be my Valentine? Now, granted, this will probably not get the best. Can you show up for me, please? I need it to get in. It's the glittery jewel. You see this glittery jewel that just keeps like making it not come in focus. It's hard to read. All right, you guys, I promise you. It's very cute. I feel like the light might be. Is that not helping? There we go. There we go. All right, so we've got the scripted love necklace, as you can see, so pretty in the I got muted. There we go. Can you still hear me? So that's the gold version, and then this is the white gold version. Man, this is a tough one to get into focus. This is a very tough one to get into focus because it's so like loopy and gloopy, but it's got that pretty little gem, perfect for Valentine's Day, you guys. All right. Woo! All right, next up. This one I'm the most excited about. I am the most excited about this, okay? These are the new acrylic ornaments. Look at these amazing shapes. You guys, the production on these is so fast. They're so high quality. If you are in the 100, you already got the design templates for this last week. Meaning when these are launched at the end of this live stream, you have all of the designs you need to publish these literally by the end of today. I mean, that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. I'm going to show you guys some of these as well. All right, so I'm going to show you, first of all, how they come. So they are delivered. They come in a bubble pack, and it's this. They come in a plastic bag. You'll see they are protected. This is the little silver piece that you're going to use to attach the ornament. This is what the ornament looks like. Now, as you can see, it looks very cloudy, right? Looks very cloudy. This is because just like with the other acrylic products, you need to peel it, okay? There are little stickers that will say peel here so that your buyers don't feel confused. And all you need to do is have them peel that. And then look at how bright that is. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. And with these little connections, right, these little things, it's super easy. You just, boop, and you hear that snap. So that's how they connect. This is what the final would look like. I mean, how cool. All right, so I have, this is, as you can see, this is the star. I've got the circle. This is the heart. Again, you see that fuzziness, right? Because it has that plastic layer. So you just ask them to peel that plastic layer off, that like little layer, and then you are all set and good to go. There it is. See? So here, this. So you peel that. That's the layer right there. Boom. Isn't that cool? All right. So it comes with a little silver string. You've got your bag that it comes in, and let's see, this is, so you can see the size as well, about the size of my palm. I'm a very average sized individual. I'm 5'5". And the thickness of the acrylic is, you can see that, I'd say probably like a half an inch, quarter of an inch, maybe. Yeah, so just about. You can see, wow, that camera is actually picking up some really good stuff on this. All right, so there's that. That's a tree. Paw print, which is really cute, and also could be some other things too. Like I feel like you can use this shape to do some other stuff. And the heart. So these 5 new shapes will be launched after this live stream. Okay, so they will be available public after this live stream, because I'm not gonna give you something and have you just run away and go and design these. I've already given you design templates, 100 people. So yes, once this is over, you will be able to run those designs and put them in there. All right, so the acrylic ornaments, they're here. This is the perfect thing to add to your store for the holidays coming up. In addition, you know what they are a great option for are upsells for your current products. So what you can do is you can definitely offer a, let's say somebody is buying a necklace or something for Christmas, and you can upsell them with an ornament. What a great idea, right? You can even consider bulk ornament sales, right? For those who want to fill an entire tree with a particular design, which, as you can see from these ones that I currently have, they're all the same kind of ShineOn design. And people are really into that, like making their trees very themed, right? So you have got your paw print, your star, your tree, your heart, and your circle. This is in addition to our previous acrylic. It's like a, what would you call that? Like a bauble is kind of the other one, and it's quite a bit bigger. Okay, the other ornament is quite a bit bigger. I have that kicking around somewhere, but whatever. We can talk about that later. All right. We also have an Etsy bootcamp launching today. I've got early bird sales on this. Sejal is amazing. If you guys ever see her live streams, it's every other week. Her and Stephanie Estrella, who are they're both in the Launchpad program. They're both really awesome people, super helpful. Sejal is offering an Etsy bootcamp. Her first All right, I'm back. I keep jumping out. All right, this will be shared with you. The link will be in the comments, but also you can see it in PodU. So when you log into PodU, you'll see it on the left-hand side. Okay, let's keep going. Leave us a review if you're feeling froggy. It's time for the toast. It's time for the toast. And bringing on our amazing, amazing guest. Hi, Anna.
It's been so long.
It's been forever. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to see you. I mean, I feel like
I know.
you have been crushing it with your live streams in PodU too. I mean, I know there's a ton of people who are finding value from those. For those of you who don't know,
Thank you.
Anna goes live in PodU twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Next week, I believe you're off, but the week after, you'll be right back on schedule.
Yes. So next week we are doing a boot camp. We'll share more about that too. So yeah, it's boot camp season, obviously. And yeah, so we're going to be doing that all next week, and then we'll be back into PodU.
Yes. They're really, really fun live streams, you guys. And if you ever have any questions or support that's needed, especially related to APOD, great option for you there for sure. All right, Censored Shop has told us, finally the toast. Yes, see, toast. All right, you guys. I'm trying to convince Michael that we should have, if you guys ever watch The Office and they have like The Office Dundies, I am trying to convince Michael that we need the ShineOn Toasties, where you get toast awards as you progress. So like, let's say you make a certain number of sales, we give you, just like the YouTube play button, we'll give you gold toast, platinum toast. I just feel like it works for us, right? The ShineOn Toasties, doesn't that just roll off the tongue. I'm trying to convince him that for 2026 is the year of the ShineOn Toasties, you guys. This is my plan. So you got to convince Michael. You got to convince him, you guys, that the toasties are worth it, because then you win prizes. I mean, how could you not, right? All right. Anna, are you ready for the toast?
I'm ready. You know, I'm a bit embarrassed. I forgot to bring my drink, but I will air it.
It's okay. You know what? I've got two.
Two. Thank
So
you.
I'll cover for
one
you.
for me, one for you. Thank you. Okay.
But I got you. Yes, we are going to do the Digital Marketers Toast for those of you who are new here. This is about to set your weekend on fire in the best way. This is how we put out all that good juju out into the universe. All right, team, let's go. Raise up your glasses, mugs, bottles, or flasks, and join me now for the Digital Marketers Toast. Here's to more conversions, more cash, cheap CPMs, and lower CACs, to enabled ad accounts and big bank accounts, to upsells, downsells, and cross-sells, to winning products and repeat sells, to the thing that everybody knows, the riches are in the niches, but also your email flows. Ready? Drink. All right, then I'll get my other one for you.
Thank you. I feel like this toast has been going on for so many years now. It really is more than just it's like more than just a thing that we do on Friday. It's like a tradition. It connects you with sellers of many years from ShineOn. So it's deeper than just a chant.
That's what I'm saying. You can feel it like in your bones. It's got so much power behind it because we do it. It's a weekly mantra, literally every Friday for the last 6 years.
Yeah, it's been a really long time.
We have said this toast. We've put this good juju in the atmosphere specifically for you guys. I know there's somebody out there, there's probably multiple somebodies who over the course of that toast heard a bunch of cha-chings. You just know it. Just know it. And that's what I'm saying, the toasties. Right? The toast. I'm just saying.
The toasties. Yeah. I like it.
I'm going to bully him into it, I think. So you guys help for the toasties. Cheers, everybody. Let's get into why we are here. All right. Anna, do you want to take it away?
Yes. Okay. So today we are going to be talking about my 3x20 method for explosive growth. So I believe that this is one of the fastest ways to scale to a bestseller. So I'm not going to say like you're going to scale your store to $1 million or whatever the big hypey number is that you want to imagine, right? This is to develop a best winner. So I'm curious to know in the chat, are you an Etsy seller or are you a Shopify seller? So I can kind of tie in my message to wherever you're at. To be transparent, I am more of an Etsy seller. However, I have dabbled in Shopify. So I have places that I can say, hey, this is where this could be helpful for you. But most of this is going to have more like an Etsy tone. Okay, so we've got both Etsy, Shopify, both Etsy, Shopify. Okay.
Solid mixture.
Yes. Solid mixture. Okay, so I'll do my best to point out the Shopify places where I feel like I can honestly give you guys nuggets. I don't want to like word vomit things and it actually be helpful. So we'll talk about both, but know that a lot of this is Etsy leaning. Okay. So next slide. Oh, and first of all, before we get into this, I love those ornaments. They are beautiful. I'm so glad you showed an example of them. And guys, if we have time, I'll show you a bonus something. If Tammy, you can help remind me of something that I think would be incredible to do on those ornaments if we have the time. So I'll try and squeeze it in.
We've got all the time. We're giving you all the time in the world in a way.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. But, I know that it's a busy time of day for everyone. So, gotta move things along.
I
So
agree. These are awesome. I love all the different sizes and or
yes,
the different shapes,
they're
and I love the size.
and the quality of them. I mean, the fact that you can see the quality in the video tells me a lot, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't always get that on a video. So that's really, really cool. And I love acrylic ornaments because they're non-breakable. And what most people don't realize is that people will actually seek out specific types of ornaments because if you have little kids or you have a cat that wants to pull down your Christmas tree, you want those unbreakable ornaments.
Yes, for the bottom half of your tree, absolutely. We had a dog that once like loved to scratch his back on the bottom of the tree, and so he would do circles around the bottom of the Christmas tree just to like scratch his back like a bear almost. And it was always the plastic, acrylic, non-breakable ornaments lower half of the tree. But you're right, probably if you have a cat, if you have a little kid that's got grabby hands, plus it's dangerous to have the glass ornaments around the kids. So for sure, the
Yeah.
acrylic
Yeah.
ornaments.
And
Yeah,
I think of like the ornaments I have from when my kids were really little. I cherish those a lot, and it always makes me nervous because a lot of them are breakable, and I'm like, once they break, like that's like a part of their little life that I can't get back. So
yeah,
that's why I want to kind of show you this bonus because I feel like it kind of ties in like a lot of sentiment for those people who are like, hey, I want this to literally last a lifetime. This is like my kid's ornament. So cool. All right, so let's get into data over dollars. So what's really important is a lot of people, there's a few ways that people might start into selling a product because they see all the beautiful ShineOn products, right? And they're like, oh, I love it. And maybe you're like an artistic person at heart and you have like the certain style that you love or whatever. There's lots of places that people come into why they love the product. And a lot of times they'll create something that they love themselves. Like they're like, I am this type of person, so I'm going to create this design for that person. Okay. Now you might get lucky and you might be the ideal customer. But I would say that happens less often than you think that you're the ideal customer that you're
so
creating
true.
something for. Sometimes it happens, but a lot of times it doesn't. Okay. Some people will also go into it and they sell in a desert, is what I like to say. They'll find a niche that they're excited about. Like maybe it's like violinists, and they're like, there's tons of people who are violinists. Okay. But in reality, there aren't a lot of violinists that are looking for an ornament or a certain thing. Maybe there's a couple for sure. It's not like that's impossible, but it would be really, really hard to grow a shop on this like very niche thing on the product. Now, violinists, I don't know, maybe I'm saying this wrong. They're definitely buying stuff, right? It's just they may not be buying the type of stuff that you're selling. So we always want to focus on validating demand first. Okay. So that's why I really like to say data over dollars because you're never going to get to the dollars point unless you're really looking at the data. So then the next part of this is that a lot of merchants don't really know what they're looking for. They're like, well, then what is this data? Like, I'm brand new. I have nothing in my shop. How would I even know what this data looks like? And they don't even know what they're looking for to see what the marketplace is telling them, right? So
Right.
they're not even taking like an educated guess. So it looks like Brooke put an awesome question here. Think of it like this: would you rather spend 100 hours on one design that flops or 20 hours testing 20 designs to find the winners? Okay, this is a good question, guys. We're actually going to get this down to like, or would you rather spend, I would say with research, design, and uploading, you could get 20 designs done probably in like an hour or less. Things have really changed in the print on demand world, especially recently. And that's what we're going to get into a little bit. But ultimately, what you need is you need that data first. And to do that, you got to put a few things into place. That's going to be, of course, your research. You need to know what you're looking for. We'll talk a little bit more about that. You need a way to get all of your stuff out into the world quickly, right? Nobody can buy from you if it's not out onto a platform.
Yep.
That's super important. The faster you can get these things out, the more data you can get back in your store. And then you can make educated decisions based off of patterns that are happening. So yeah, so let's jump into it.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is the 3x20 method. What I really like to do is I like to pick 3 niches that you want to test. And it doesn't mean you have to approach this all at one time, because you'll see what I'm talking about here. Okay, so really we want to start with one niche, and we want to validate the demand first. We're not going to go with like I'm this person, so clearly there are millions of people out there that are going to want what I want. We're going to validate demand. So let me give you some examples of ways that you can validate demand. You can get on Etsy. This is great. If you're a Shopify seller, Etsy is still a great place to validate demand. Okay.
Yep.
Etsy makes it really easy. If you go into their marketplace and in the search bar, you type what you're looking to target. If that first page of results populates with a lot of like bestseller, popular now, Etsy's pick. Okay, all those are like signals that Etsy has given to buyers on the platform to say, hey, this is a really great product, look at it. Now, for us as sellers, those are also signals that, hey, there's money that's being exchanged right here. You might want to jump in on this. All right. You can also do this on Amazon. Amazon has ways that you can tell with their bestseller ranking, even if the product has tons of reviews. Like those are all signs that there is money being transferred through this niche. Okay. So you want to pick one of those niches and you're going to create 20 designs for that. Okay. That might feel really overwhelming for you, but there's a few reasons why I have chosen 20 designs for one niche. So first of all, you've already validated demand. So that means we know that money's being exchanged. We're not in that desert. We're not like parked in the middle of nowhere where we might have 5 people drive by and maybe one of those persons like, yeah, I'll take a water bottle, right?
Yeah.
We're in the city. We are where traffic is happening. So that's the important thing, right? So now we want to create those 20 designs. And sorry, will you just show me what the next screen is so I make sure I'm not like talking about what's on the next one? Okay, good. Go back then. Go back. We're good. Okay, so 20 designs. What that allows you to do is it allows you to go really deep into a niche. So what a lot of people will do is they'll start with one niche. They'll maybe create like 3 designs and they're like, I did it. Got those 3 designs in. Okay. And this is for Shopify and Etsy sellers. This is like everyone across the board. Everyone's like, whoa, I just climbed the mountain. Like, I can't believe I got those 3 designs out. Like, everyone's going to love them because I love them. I just did it. And then they're like, okay, now what do I do next? And a lot of times you'll see like a YouTube video and somebody's like, oh, you should try this now. And you're like, oh, that's trending. Okay. And you go create like 3 or 4 designs for that. Right. And so what?
Shiny. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. It's very human nature because we don't want to miss out. Right. And we're nervous. This is something brand new for a lot of people that they're putting themselves out to do. And so it's hard. So what 20 designs allows us to do is allows us to go deeper into a niche where we have to spend time with someone, because ultimately, while we are digital sellers, we are selling to humans at the end of the day. And you need to understand what's important to them, what makes them tick, and what are the trends that are happening. You do not need to recreate or be a trendsetter, or you don't need to create a trend and you don't need to be a trendsetter. You want to understand the trends and incorporate them for your customer. And if you just dip your toe into like 1 or 2 designs, you just won't know who they are. Like, they will be an acquaintance to you. You want to be a best friend to them. Yes. And that takes time to develop. The other thing with 20 designs is, to be honest, if you're like literally brand new, like let's say you started today and you did 20 designs, those designs are going to be probably pretty crappy. It's kind of a, I know. Tammy's like, no, okay. They just probably are,
I'm an
unless you have some,
artist. Yeah.
unless you have some unique, unless you have some unique design skills. I am not an artist, even though I've done print on demand for many, many years now. Like that's okay. You don't actually need to be an artist, but you have to be comfortable that like you're going to have a rough time. Like you will get better. My first design that took off was 2 words, literally 2 words, because that's like all I could muster up to figure out how to do this. I had to use Photoshop at the time because we don't have great tools like Canva or Kittl
We
around.
didn't have those. Yeah. They didn't exist.
Yeah. So it's like, oh my gosh, this font looks like it was run over by a car. So it was bad, but it did the job, right? And surprisingly, that ugly little design took off. I ended up doing 10K in profit in 6 weeks. Okay. You've got to start somewhere, and sometimes you don't know what's going to land, but I guarantee that you're not going to have a great chance at anything if you're only dabbling here and there in little things. So 20 designs really just gives you a lot of longevity. It's going to help you get the data back. So we have a really good question from Kara. She says, if we do 20, that's a lot of markup and listings to describe and tag. Is it appropriate to use the same description tags for all 20 and just change the item name in each? So this is where I'm going to show you something really cool in terms of implementation. So you just got to wait for that because I'm going to finish kind of describing how the 3x20 method finishes up and then how to implement it so that you're not feeling like it's a lot. It's actually going to be the easiest thing you've ever done. We're at the point, guys, where our systems, our workflows are now to like the cell phone stage of life where like the old way is kind of like the using like a landline phone. We're now doing things that are so different, like that you wouldn't even consider doing it the old way. So, but you'll see what I'm talking about here in just a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. And I love the concept of the 22, like, because we're talking about, when you talk about your niche too, it's, if you are unable to create 20 designs for a niche that you have decided, it might be because you have micro niched too much, right? Where you've like gotten like, and you're like German violinists who like superheroes. You know what I mean?
Right, yes.
And you're like, actually, I can't make 20 designs of this, right? And it's like, if you find yourself hitting a wall, then like, it might be time to reevaluate your niches. One of the things that I was talking about with the 100X, this with like 100 folks this week, is about choosing niches too, especially if you're brand new, that do speak to you in some way, because you will have some form of knowledge on whatever it is. Like, let's say to mom, and you are a mom, right? Or to daughter, you are a daughter. Like, these are things that are a nice way to start. However, like I was telling the 100 folks, the numbers are going to tell you everything. Your data is going to tell you if your designs are popping or not. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get into what data we'd actually be looking for here. Okay. So what you want to be looking for is, well, first of all, if you're on Etsy, your designs need some time to marinate on the platform. It's not like you list it and the next day everything's going to come screaming out at you on your screen and in your stats. Shopify is a little bit different because you guys are paying for ads, so you get a little bit more immediate feedback. You could pay for Etsy ads as well, but I don't usually recommend that for newbies because you're really putting money behind designs that probably are not great. And if you did miss the mark on the niche, then you're going to get that feedback back quickly. And you can totally do that if you're willing. If you're like, yeah, this is just like my play money, go for it for sure. Get that data back fast. But I would recommend like going through this process first on Etsy before you put money behind your designs. So what we want to be looking for on Etsy is going to be early traction signals. So we're looking at clicks, favorites, add to carts, and of course, if you get a sale, right? But what most people think is that like the end game is the dollar, right? They're like, well, if I didn't get money, this isn't working. No, that's not true. We know where money is happening, where it's being exchanged. And it just means that you have not you haven't nailed it yet. You haven't connected with your buyer in that space. So you still have to go deeper with them. You still need to get to that best friend level with them. You just haven't done it yet. But what clicks and favorites and add to cart tell you is that there are people who are interested. There are people who are coming to your shop, and Etsy is like pushing that to eyeballs. So those are good signs. That's data. So yeah, so that's like all really positive, but so many sellers just forget about it. Okay.
Right.
Of course, if you're getting orders, then like you're in there, right? So then we'll talk about what you do next in just a moment. I think it's on the next slide is my guess.
Okay.
So
Do you want
what
to
we
take a
want to
peek at that
definitely,
slide?
sorry, what?
Do you want to take a peek at that slide real quick?
Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, perfect. We're good. Good. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, and then because you are going to have to wait on Etsy at least for a couple of weeks to maybe even a month to get some of the data. That's why I recommend doing this process across 3 niches. Usually it's good to have them kind of complementary in some way. Like it could be I don't know, complementary in terms if it's gift giving, stick to a gift giving product line, stuff like that. So that they kind of all go together. So you're building like a cohesive store. But that's why I say eventually you're going to build, you're not going to like just get this feedback immediately. That's why you're going to want to focus on these 20 designs. You can then research another niche, do 20 designs, because you're just going to keep building up the data and testing. So let's go to the next slide. And let's talk about when to kill, keep, and scale. All right. So kill. If you're looking at your stats, let's say it's been a month. Okay. You have nothing there. It just, if you're getting no likes, favorites, sales, it's just completely dead. Just kill it. Okay. You don't need to keep going after that. It might be that you have completely missed the mark. You might need to revisit your keywords. It could just be like legit, you just picked a bad niche and you just didn't really know that at that point. But so many people will just keep going back and back and back, right?
And putting so much
So
money behind it, like throwing money at it is going to make a sale. And it's like,
yeah,
you're just eating into your profits. Like you're essentially
yeah,
putting yourself in debt for a product that is telling you it's not good. It's not going to
yes,
work.
and it's telling you, and this does go for Shopify too, right? Like you
Oh
need
yeah.
to see a sale on something before you put money behind, like real money behind it. Okay, so if it does not get that, you definitely need to kill. So Mark asked, like, do you delist or just stop ads? So yeah, for Etsy, I just leave it. It's not like it hurts to have it in my store. I let mine just drop off if they don't sell. Like I don't have it to auto renew once, like every 6 months. If it doesn't sell, I just let it drop off. For Shopify, this is where I'm not so great at, but I would assume you would just kill it. I would just stop the ads because it's not getting you
Yeah.
anything. So
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
say turn off the ads on that. Yeah, Tammy will have better
Yeah.
insight. So
Absolutely. And actually Nate's interview with Michael the other week, he gave some really detailed, he was like, if your cost per click is anywhere above $3, like that's it. Done. That is way too expensive. And that's on a $5 ad. He lets him, a $5 like total campaign budget. That's the cheap level. Like you can find that data at that level, and like, yeah, you want to kill it.
yeah,
If it's
yeah.
not good.
Like be quick to kill. Be quick to kill. Don't get married to anything because you'll just be selling in a desert. You don't want to stay in that place,
Yeah.
right? We want to be building our big towers in a city. Okay. I love Kara's comment. She just said, I paid 10,000 for Etsy coaching. I'm so sorry. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe it's great. Hopefully it's wonderful. Beginning in May, and I learned more in the last 2 days with you guys and Tracy that I'm so excited to have you. So we're so glad you're here too. Yeah,
Yay.
you never know where you're gonna find the nugget that makes everything click for you. So yeah. We got to take those risks. So Kara, I'll address your other comment too about the mock-ups in just a moment. We'll keep going. Okay.
Yeah. We can do Q&A for everybody too once we're done and we do that ornaments bonus.
Yes.
But just
Okay.
putting the reminder. You've got it.
Yes, thank you. I got it. Okay, so keep. So what we're going to be looking at, this is where the 3 comes in and the 3x20 method. So this is what keeps us really focused on looking for those golden nuggets that are signs of life of like sellers that could potentially work. So this is where I'm talking about developing a bestseller. Bestsellers are never ever like a one-hit wonder. They are always developed on Etsy and on Shopify, okay? You take educated guesses from your research, but you keep creating iterations of what seems to be working. And this is actually just what happens in business in general. Like content creators do the same thing. They throw out a bunch of stuff, they see what's working, and then they double down on it. That's what we're doing here is we are looking at our stats, or if it's Shopify, you're looking at what's getting you sales. And you're going to take your 3 best performers. And if this is Etsy, and let's say you've done 3 niches doing that like 20, what you're going to do is it doesn't matter really where those best, like the top 3 are coming from. If it's from all 3 niches, great, you can keep going down. But what you're like, you can keep going down that route with that niche. If it's just one niche, great, then just keep going down with that. So what you're going to do is when you see that those top 3 products are doing well, so that's getting those clicks, those views, and then of course if it gets sales, but if you're seeing signs of life, then you're going to double down on that. So why do we double down? It's because you're trying to get to best friend level with these people, right? We're trying to understand them so well that like this product, when they see it, they're like, oh my gosh, you just haven't nailed it yet. So 20 more designs allows us to stay focused on one niche. We're now starting to follow data, even though it might be a little bit on the scant side, but you're using it, right? You're thinking smart. You're going to do 20 more designs. You're going to do that research. So you're like, oh, now I have experience with this person, right? Now I can add more to it. Maybe I'm seeing things differently because I've been in this person's life a little bit more, right? So we're going to do 20 more. What you're going to start to see is the more that you go deeper into a niche and understanding them and following the data, is that's when you're going to get to the point where you can start to scale. Okay. So what we want to do is really, when we find that winner and we start to see that momentum where we're getting more sales, you're just going to double down on what works. And that's when your shop really comes to life and you see its identity of like, oh, I'm a gift giving shop, right? Or I am a journal shop. Like
right? Yeah.
but you're doing that because you're just following the data. You're looking at their research. You're taking ideas from different bestsellers that are already out in the marketplace, or from, these companies that spend millions of dollars on research with new designs, and you're going to put that into your design. That's it. And then you're just going to double down, and you're going to keep doubling down on what is working. And that will grow your shop. And that's when you find the bestseller. So just always remember that bestsellers are not a one-hit wonder. They're always developed. And that's why we keep going down deeper and deeper and deeper into a niche where we don't jump around a million places. Okay.
Yes. And, it's really interesting too. There's certain little things you can do as well when you're looking at some of your ad campaigns, or maybe you're looking at like a competitor potentially, and you're looking at their ads and what they're doing. One of our top sellers, his whole thing is he takes a look at he goes in, let's say he's advertising on Facebook and his ad gets like 100 likes. He actually goes into the person's, like the 100 people, he goes into their Facebook profiles to see what they're into, and then creates like an extra test audience that he A/Bs, where he's like, well, I didn't know that the majority of people who like this also like the Ringling Circus or something, like, that was just like a surprise. Like they love fishing, or they love, firemen or whatever.
Or maybe they like this aesthetic within the fishing niche that like you hadn't considered, or maybe is like kind of new to that niche, even though fishing has been around forever, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's pretty, that obviously takes a little bit more of a lift, and it is a really interesting way to kind of determine your audience. It does take, I mean, it takes time to go and creep on a bunch of people, let's be honest. But it's an
yes.
interesting way to see that. And honestly, like if you don't feel like taking the time to do that, again, your numbers are going to tell you everything you need to know.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. Okay. So I think that really kind of covers yeah, Carrie, you're going to need to watch the replay because you're going to be so happy because I've seen your comments. It's going to change how you view things. So
Good luck at class.
So let's go to the, yes, let's go to the next slide. Okay. We'll just briefly hit on this. So this is just the doubling down part. So when you start to see those signs of life, you're like, oh, I think I'm onto something. You can expand your product. Okay. Sorry, let me go back. This is when something really starts to take off. Okay. So
Right.
not just like signs of life. This is like you're starting to get consistent sales on something and you're like, okay, now I really want to grow this thing. Like this needs to take off. So what you're going to want to do is you can add variations. So this could be like colors, different types of products. So like it could be like mugs and hoodies. You could also add personalization to that if it's relevant. You can also then, that's when I would be pushing ads because now you're going to be putting fire behind something that you know is selling. Yes. All right. So this is really when it comes down to like, yeah, something is really working. And what I have learned at this point is when you've gotten something that you're like seeing is getting consistent sales. When I started now working on this level where I'm really doubling down on what's working and I'm like trying just a variety of things within this like very narrow niche. Usually the thing that like first took off does not become the best of the best. Right. Because that was like, I had nailed it, but then when I started going deeper and deeper, it was like, I learned more about them. I tested more. And I became my own copycat, right? Because that is a hard thing about print on demand is like anybody could throw anything into the pot when they see it's taking off. So I always like to be my own copycat. I like to test out as many ideas as I can. I like to add variations. I like to try different products that this could go on. And that's when you really start to see like a full store, right? And that's when you can start to see those like bigger numbers in your shop when you double down.
And I love how many different ways you can attack a winning product. Like in the sense, like once you start to see a product start cooking with gas that you've made, first of all, the adrenaline rush is huge. Like you're just like, oh,
it is.
I found it. You know,
I did it. It's real.
It's real. And like then being able to go, okay, well, now that I know this works, like, could this version of this work? Could this work on this? Like, it's just it's so.
What if I change this different font? Like, literally, sometimes it's just a font change.
That's right. Exactly.
Right.
That
you never know.
Of that. Or even like an icon change. We had somebody last year in Q4 who had a product that was father to daughter that they crushed for Q4. Which is fascinating because I was like, I would assume that would be an evergreen product, but it like really slammed for Q4, which was a surprise. But the whole reason why it did was because he added an icon of a big hand holding a little hand, like holding a little kid's hand. And as soon as he did that, through the roof. And the phrase worked, it was selling. Yeah. But it wasn't until he added that little icon of like the daddy's big hand with the little daughter, little kid's hand that it just went. So variations, very important for sure.
Variations. Yeah. So I have a design that has done really well. It has like a face on it. And I was doing variation testing and I changed the eye to wink. And that just took off. The wink just changed everything.
Isn't that crazy? But it's great though. And it's like, it's again, like the data, the numbers, they tell you everything. And once you have that formula down, then like it's so much easier to do these things faster and
It is.
more regularly and repeat the process
Right.
and
Yeah.
find these
Yeah.
winners. It's great.
Yes. And you can be like comfortable knowing that like it doesn't need to be perfect, right? Like each design is only a test. It's not a home run. It's most likely not a home run. So just keep testing and have fun and just look for those little nuggets that you're like, oh yeah, I think this ideal customer would really like it. Let's give it a try. Right.
Yeah.
And then you just keep continuing that process, but you go deeper with them instead of trying to go wide with them or wide with lots of different products.
Yeah.
So, okay, what's the next slide?
What is the next slide? Actually, first, before we do that, Mark says, would you list the new acrylic shapes in one listing or separate for each? Okay, so what I would do personally is because there's also a paw print in there, I wouldn't consider all 5 as a pack, but I would consider something like the star, the heart, and the circle as a bundle, because those are all relatively similar in terms of like shape concepts. I would consider doing star, tree, heart. Like I would consider, if you're going to bundle, I would consider those, just because the paw print itself is kind of a very specific separate option. So that's what I would do. And then I would also consider using like Canva or even like Nano Banana, which is like my new obsession.
Oh my gosh, so crazy.
Obsessed with Nano Banana.
Yeah.
It's an AI
Very
program,
cool.
you guys. It's Google. It's incredible. I would take the pictures of the mock-ups of your product. I would put them into Nano Banana, and I would ask it to create an image that's multiples of whatever your product is, so that you can show a bundle and the option of bulk orders, so that people can sit there and go, oh, I don't have to just order one. I can order 20 or whatever. So that's what I would do. What about you, Anna?
Yeah, so the one thing that I really personally often recommend is don't try and do more on something than necessary until you have it as a proven winner, right? So you can only have like one main product that's going to be featured to somebody's face, like that can catch eyeballs, right? And I would rather get that selling or spend more time doing research and listing than I would trying to like make a really fancy listing that somebody would never buy.
Yep.
That goes into like that development phase. Like that's something that's kind of like when you have gotten to like at the scaling part where you have found a winner. That's personally my favorite, but there are tools. So one thing I kind of forgot to mention, guys, is who I am. So I've actually been on Etsy and done for on demand for like 8 years. I just jumped into it, Tammy, because we've known each other for so long.
We didn't even talk about who you are.
I don't think we even covered it. I was just like, hey,
I don't think I introduced myself either. I'm just like, they know. I just assume.
They just know. Yeah, no. So I have actually done for on demand for a long time. And I connected with ShineOn like, I think it was like 3 years ago now. I think
Wow.
that sounds about right. Yeah. And so I had message card jewelry that really took off on Etsy. Unfortunately, we can't do that anymore on Etsy. But and so then because of ShineOn, they got me into coaching. They're like, hey, you should launch a course, because I was the first seller, one of the first sellers to figure out how to sell on Etsy and Amazon. And they were just like, what are you doing? Because like I was the top seller for Mother's Day, and they're like, who is this person? What is like, she's not on Shopify. And so that's how I got into coaching. And now I work with Anywhere POD. That's like the continuum of this, is now I do work with Anywhere POD because I think it is the new way of doing print on demand, and everybody should be using it. And yeah, so where was that taking us? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Oh, the question. So now
Right.
with tools like Anywhere POD, we actually can create listings like that pretty easily. If you wanted to add stuff to it with a few clicks of a button, we could actually add extra designs to products. I typically just don't recommend it though, because our time is valuable and we really should spend most of the time testing without doing like extra tasks that don't get us those initial sales. And that like The data. We need the data. That's the
Need the
the
data.
priority,
That's the
right?
big one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Before we
Yeah.
switch to the next one, I just want to say, Sandy is saying, what website are you talking about? So we were talking about, it's called Nano Banana as a nickname. It's Google VO, but it is NANO Banana. And just type that in to your search bar and it will pop right up. And it is an AI software that is next level for like product
Design.
and
It is crazy. And
people.
it's so fast.
It's so fast. My favorite is I took a bunch of just like pictures of product from ShineOn. Like I took the journals and I took a bunch of like just screenshots of our canto, of the journals, of some of the mock-ups that I have, and I just uploaded them in there and I said, make this product on XYZ, and it just immediately pops it right up. It has the exact design correct.
It's crazy.
It's
Yeah.
wild, especially the blankets. It captures the blankets so well. It is wild. So that's what we're talking about, Sandy. Go into your search bar and type, not right now though, because you need to stay here with us because we want to keep you around. But when you're done, type in NANO banana. And that'll be great.
That is it. Okay. So let's skip over that.
We can probably skip over this. Yeah.
Because I think oh guys, it looks like Chris Meets, the founder of Anywhere POD, just jumped in. He says he can't wait to add nano banana added to Anywhere POD. It is bananas. It truly is. And like when it came out, he called, he's like, have you seen nano banana yet? It is crazy. We got to get it in. So that's definitely like on the list. So all right, we will do this very quickly, and then I think everybody's excited to see how we can implement this.
Yeah.
And I want to show that because that's the most important thing. So really, what we're looking at, guys, here's just a broad overview of what this could look like. So tested 3 niches, so dog moms, teachers, and boss mom. Each got 20 designs. Only boss parents took off. So I scaled that niche to 20 designs. Yeah, so like I said before, if only one takes off, that's fine. You've got data, so follow that. So if it was boss parents, then like maybe I wasn't getting those sales, but I was getting lots of clicks, views, favorites. I've already done that research to confirm that there's best sellers that are happening. Like there's demand in that niche. Then I'm going to double down. I'm going to put 20 more products into that niche. So what we're doing is we're just staying really focused on where the data is telling us to go. So I think that kind of wraps that up. I think we kind of covered all of that already. Okay, cool. So I love this. I'm going to show you guys the best and easiest way of doing this. Most people have not even heard of this process yet. That's why I love talking about it, is because it has changed everything on how we do Anywhere POD. How we do print on demand with Anywhere POD. It's not just a tool. To me, it's a way of doing print on demand. And you guys are lucky because so when I first started print on demand, I was told by somebody that think about the entire world population and how many people know about this new thing that was called print on demand. And this guy said probably 99.9% of the world doesn't know about it. And of the people that are trying to do this, like you guys are the first to hear about, at the time it was merch by Amazon. You're the first to hear about it. So it's a huge opportunity to be on, it was Amazon. And I was like, oh yeah, that's so crazy. And so that's what got me into print on demand. This is how I feel about Anywhere POD, is that there are so many steps that I traditionally taught. And now I almost don't have to teach it because you can do these things with a few clicks of a button. So my goal is to teach this new way so that if you were to hear how people teach it the old way, you'd be like, wait, what's happening? Why are they doing all these things? Like, am I missing something? And then you would come back to me and I'd be like, no, you're not missing anything. It's just that we've eliminated like 95% of that
The
work
problem.
for
Yeah.
you. Yes. So, I'm super excited to share that. In fact, we had a really cool comment here that said, let me see if I can find it real quick by Tez. Oh, let's see here. Oh, yeah. He says, POD is a bane without anywhere POD. Can't imagine POD without anywhere POD. This is true. I feel the same way about it. It's just such an easy process to learn. So, okay, so let's get into it. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. I'm good to just do share screen, right, Tammy?
Yep, you're
Okay.
good.
All right. So, and then let me move you guys to the screen so I can see all the comments. Okay, I think we're good here. Okay. So, this is just the dashboard to Anywhere POD. You're going to see everything here. I kind of like to call this like an all-in-one tool. This is kind of like your CRM. Like this is like where everything comes together. Our goal is to streamline the entire process within one place. So you don't need like 5 apps. Like a lot of things that people do, like they try to generate mockups here, they try and do personalization there. You don't need to do that with Anywhere POD. We have all the tools that you need and everything streamlined in one place. So when you create your account, you'll of course need to connect to Etsy or Shopify. And then you're going to want to connect to ShineOn.
I mean, obviously.
Yes, obviously. So you want to connect to ShineOn. I saw somebody say that they found ShineOn through Anywhere POD. So that is like awesome. That's what we want, is we want you to find like the best products available at the best prices. I love the ornaments ShineOn has. So that's really cool. The other thing that you would need for what I'm about to show you, you don't always need this for all of our tools, but for what I'm going to show you, you'd want to set up your Open AI account because we're going to use an AI feature in here. This takes about 30 seconds. I like really put it off forever because I was like, it's going to take forever, but it really actually did only take like 30 seconds to do. And then I was so happy because you'll see what I'm about to show you and you'll be like, oh yeah, that's worth the 30 seconds of annoyance, and then you'll do it. Okay. So we're going to create 20 listings here in about, if I were to do it without talking, this would take me about 1 minute to do. Okay. It's going to take us a little bit longer because I'm going to walk you through everything and kind of just point out some of our features along the way so you have a bigger idea of what is available. So we have lots of cool things that you can do that opens up new selling opportunities in addition to just streamlining your workflow. Today, I just want to show you the workflow so you can see how we can apply the 3x20 method to make that really simple for you to do. Because somebody had said, like, to create 20 listings would be so difficult. And you're right, it would be so difficult, except for everything's changed. So now you know it's not difficult because I'm going to show you how.
Right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to click on ShineOn and view products.
As one
and
should.
What?
Said as one should. You can avoid all the other suppliers that are on there.
Avoid all the others.
ShineOn's the only one.
ShineOn, and you're going to have all the products that ShineOn has. We haven't quite uploaded the ornaments yet, but they'll be done very quickly, I'm sure. So I'm going to show you a shirt. That's just what I have the designs for. You can do anything. I'll show you the bonus thing here with an ornament. That will be really fun. So we'll click on Start Designing. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just creating, this is a process that you would create like one listing with, okay? So we're going to do that same process, and then we're going to like turbocharge it here on the next screen. So I'm going to upload my artwork. If you have your artwork in Canva, all you have to do is click Add from Canva, find whatever the design is. Usually your first, like your most recent design that you've been working on will pull up. Otherwise, you can use the search term, or sorry, the search function to find it. If you have personalization, you can import the layers right here. And it will allow you to just literally from like Canva to anywhere POD, like with a click of a button, bring everything over. So like all those fields, you don't have to like reconfigure it or leave the space blank to fit in the personalization and then like do all that crazy anymore. You just click import layers and then you're good to go. If you have no personalization, that's fine. You can click import PNG. And that's how you would just get that over from Canva. So literally just a click of a button. I'm going to upload my artwork from my computer for this example. So if you're using like another design software like Kittle, then you would just need to upload your design right here like that. Okay. So pretty easy. If you need to reconfigure it, I'm like, that looks pretty big. This is a really dynamic little space right here that allows you to make those adjustments really easily. So I'm going to make that like that. Then I also will want to choose my variants. Like Tammy said before, sometimes not every design is perfect for every product, and you might want to just pick a couple. So we will do black and white for this one because it doesn't matter. One really cool thing is if you have a design that needs to be upscaled, you can just click on this button, pretty easy. And you might be like, well, what does upscaling mean? Well, that's kind of the point of Anywhere POD, is that you can kind of make this thoughtless. Like, just know that if it says medium resolution, upscale to 100, just click the button and it will solve that problem. But essentially what it's doing is it's turning the design to be able to print better. It improves the pixelation of it.
Better quality.
Better quality. Yeah. So you can just click that button and it will take care of it. My computer's a little slow, guys, when I have video on, so it might be a little faster for you, but now that is taken care of. If this product was personalized, let's say that like we have like a little box right there, we can click personalized, and then Anywhere POD would know that that's what the customer is going to be personalizing. It will grab that from the listing, from the personalization box, and then just create that design and send it on to ShineOn. But of course, this is not personalized, so we're going to unclick that. I'll show you how to use it actually in our bonus example here. We'll click on Create Product. Okay, so this is where it gets really fun. So when you have created your product right here, it's going to automatically generate your mockup. So this has already been set up. It will actually pull in ShineOn's mockups right here. If you have your own mockup for t-shirts, you can set up a template just right here by clicking Add New Mockup Template. And then whenever you create a product, like you create a white t-shirt from ShineOn, it will use that mockup and it will generate just right here like you just saw. So it'll say ready, done. So somebody in the chat earlier had said like that would take forever to make 20 mockups. Well, guess what? You're not making it anymore. You're setting up a template, and now without you thinking about it, your mockup is created. Okay, so very, very cool. Then we're going to leave the title and description and all of this blank for now. You can come down here and you can change the pricing if you want. You can do that in bulk with these buttons, or if you want to change the variant names, you can do that all in bulk right here, or you can just do it by hand, whatever works for you. So that's it. You can also set up your shipping profile. Bundles, this is just another feature where you can actually allow people to buy something in a bundle. But for this example, this isn't really relevant. So what's nice about setting up your pricing right here and your shipping profile is that now this is used as a template to create your additional designs that you want to do with our Rapid Lister tool. So what we're going to do is we are going to come up here to Rapid Lister, and let's go up to that, and then we're going to choose files, And I have all these other designs. So if you have those 20 designs done, you're like, yes, got them done. Then you can upload them here. Okay, so everything's uploaded. We're on the way, and we're going to then we want to do the product details. We want to generate it with AI. So we're going to choose our file here.
This is so wild.
So I know this is crazy. It's really easy, and we're always like making it easier too. So what I've done is I've created a CSV file from my eRank data. This has just like the keywords generated. So I took just like a bunch of nursing keywords that I found, okay? And I'm going to use the CSV. If you don't have a CSV, it's fine. You can copy and paste your keywords in here in the same box. And what we're going to do is then click generate.
And this is like so cool because I mean, there's kind of keywords are one of those things too that are a really important part of your research. When you're building your store, like keywords are important for your niche. They're important for getting eyes. They're important for SEO. Like their keywords are really important, and so like that's why when doing this AI setup of of these multiple listings, it's important to have your base keywords so that AI has something to jump off of to create these for you.
Right. And so that's the important thing is we have always said that your keyword research is non-negotiable. If you were to just use regular AI to come up with your keywords, it's going to give you garbage. You're going to sell in that desert. And so it's really, really important that you are still in control of those keywords. And then we're using AI to fill in all the details. Okay, there we go. So like I said, my computer's a little janky when I've got video going on. So it will be faster for you when you're doing this on your own. But what's cool is then the AI is going to look at the data that you already have that you know is working and pull those keywords from your sheet or from what you copy and pasted into the box. And it's going to look at your design and it's going to fill in all the information for you. So you'll see here like future nurse. So it actually was able to read that and then put future nurse or future NP shirt from my keyword research right there in there. Same thing with like, okay, so this is NICU, right? So it pulled NICU nurse gift. Now I'm going to say that this gives you about 95% of the way with your listings because it's still AI and you can't replace this 100%. So if there's something that doesn't make sense, it's nice because right here you can quickly go through and be like, okay, not a good keyword, delete. We also have this option here where you can pull from other keywords that were on your list or just was generated by AI. And maybe you're like, okay, this is actually not a NICU. Maybe it's more of a ER, whatever. And then you can just swap those out easily.
Yeah, it's always checking. Like the AI is not perfect. One of the most frustrating things to me is when somebody sends me like an outline for something, it's clearly AI, but it has not been reviewed. And I'm like, these dates are wrong, these days are incorrect, this is mentioning software that doesn't exist. Like, if you could just review the AI, because like we can't trust the machines yet, you guys. Skynet, okay? Skynet. Remember, Terminator. Like, you gotta. First of all, you gotta be nice. You gotta say please and thank you. So that, you know, when the overlords come, they treat you a little bit nicer. But in addition, you know, guys, this like you can't entirely trust it yet. However, having it take care of so much, especially using this 3x20 version, we're talking about 20 products here, and generating that many product titles and descriptions can be really tough. And so this is a great way to kind of one click get the majority of what you're looking for, and then you just go through and you refine.
You refine. And really, I even recommend this if you have like 2 products, because again, you're eliminating all that copying and pasting. Also, your description gets generated right here. It does a pretty good job at creating your description. So you're really eliminating like having to deal with that. You're having to eliminate the copy and paste. So even if it's 2 designs, that's why we call it a rapid lister opposed to like we used to call it bulk upload, but we've changed it to rapid lister for that reason, is because it is more than just being able to do this with 20 designs. It's about just actually getting things out really, really fast, even if you just have 2 designs. So don't be afraid to use this process to just work more efficiently. Yeah, so if there's something that is just totally off, because as we say before, you never know, you can generate a new title just by clicking the buttons on the listing. And it will take care of that for you.
You can tell your poor computer, like it's like, and your audio is getting a little crunchy too, and it's like
I know. I'm so sorry. It is. It's like the dang video. It just gets it. I'm sorry, guys. So, anyways, yeah. So you can see it did improve. Like NICU t-shirt came first. So I would say this one was better, and it was nice because I just had to re-click it. I didn't have to like use my brain power to be like, well, what can I change it to, right? It gives us another option, and then we can go from here. So you can just quickly go through this listing now and be like, I like. Okay. So now we can click submit. And what will happen is now Anywhere POD is going to create all the mockups for these products. You have all the titles, tags, descriptions done, and then you'll just publish them to Etsy, and you're done. So super easy. Boom, boom, boom. So really, you can get about 20 listings done in about 2 minutes. It's awesome. It's such a game changer.
I'm asking you to publish 100 products, right? 100, 100, 100, and the 100, 100, 100. If you're doing 20, a pop with this, then do it 5 times, and you've already hit your goal. This is so cool.
Okay. So this is what I wanted to point out is like, if you want to break the 100, 100, 100 challenge, this is how you do it. Okay. You will spend this would take you literally hours to do. If you wanted to create 20 listings, create the mockup one by one, fill everything in and have it completely optimized, this would take hours. Now you can do it in minutes. So this is how you break the 100, 100, 100 challenge. So super exciting. You guys can actually do this also with personalization. So if the personalization box is in the same place as all the other listings, then you can just upload from there, and it will put the designs in the place, and the personalization will stay the same. So you can also do this with personalized listings as well. So super flexible here, lots of options. So do we have any questions about this?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're connecting, let's say, a Canva link here that has personalization, and what you've done is you've taken, let's say it's a message card product that has a name personalization, and in that single Canva link, you have created multiple pages with different designs. Does that affect upload?
No, it does not. So so this is kind of a different process. So if you're doing the bulk if you're uploading multiple designs in the rapid lister, then you're going to probably just do that from your computer. We don't have it set up quite yet where you can bring in bulk from those Canva pages. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're just working on like onesies or twosies listings for, whatever reason, like maybe you're just getting started and you're just trying to get through that first listing, then what that would look like is
we don't have to go into it. Just saying if it is,
it's really easy. I'll show it to you real quick. It's super simple, just so everyone can see it. Actually, you know what? Let's get into the bonus part, because then I can double down on that.
Let's do the ornaments.
Okay.
They're really great.
Okay. Yeah. So just to answer a couple questions here, Mark asked, can Anywhere POD upscale PNG files? Yeah, what I had there was a PNG file. So it can be upscaled. And then what is the production times for the new acrylic ornaments from Murray?
All right, so I asked for them and I got them in like 2 days. So I don't want to say, because I haven't seen the direct listing yet. I would say it's very similar to the current acrylic products, which should be 1 to 3 days for production. And then, I mean, these, kind of similar to the canvases, they ship very quickly as well. So you should be good there.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay. Awesome. So what I want to show you guys is the bonus is how like you could do some really cool things on this ornament that you couldn't previously do as a print on demand seller. And this feature is actually pretty new to print on demand, or sorry, to Anywhere POD. So I feel like you kind of have like a first mover's advantage here in that you can do like this really cool AI art personalization, like ultra personalization on these ornaments with ShineOn. So let me show you how to do it. Okay. So we're going to do add from Canva. First of all, I just want to show you this, this listing right here. So if you have multiple pages on Canva, then you can, like, let's say you've already done this deer design and you're like, okay, I want to upload the second design. You just would do that right here.
That's great. Easy.
Yeah, you can also do variations on your listing. So let's say like you have this deer design, it's doing really well. And now you're like, okay, I want to put like a similar style, but like I want to use a giraffe. You can do that within that listing page that I just showed you. I'll point that out when we get to it, but you would just do 2 and then you could import the layers on that. So pretty easy.
Nice.
All right. So we have our ornament. So I'm going to pull up this dog picture. So what we're doing here is we're creating this listing, but it also kind of gets used as like a template for how the artwork is going to be generated for customers. And you'll kind of see how this comes together as I go through it. So if we had layers, like if I had the personalization already done in Canva, then I could click on import layers. This is just a PNG, so I'm going to do that. This doesn't really matter. If you want it transparent, then you could, but because this is like a full photo here, I just click no, import with background. While we're waiting for this, Sandy asked, can I put my products on ShineOn instead of Etsy? Do you want to talk to that, Tammy?
Yeah, let me just see. So we are supplier and we'll help you do design, but we are not technically a selling platform. So you can publish your products on ShineOn, but you can then use them on, like you can upload them to Etsy, Shopify, WooCommerce, Amazon. We do FBA as well, which is fulfilled by Amazon. So if you want to do that. And one of the newest options, which is super cool, and they build a store for you within 60 seconds, which is so cool, is Everbee. So Everbee stores, super awesome, directly integrated with ShineOn. And what's super cool about their new store process and build is like you can type in there, hey, I want to create a jewelry store that is for this niche that has, is for, I don't know, is tropical themed. And they have an AI system that will automatically generate for you your whole store, which is so cool. And Everbee is also a keyword research tool. It's great for Etsy keywords and things like that. So it's a great tool for searching like what is trending, things to, even like things to avoid, stuff like that. So Everbee is super cool. And I'm pretty sure we have like an official launch coming in the next month. It's soft launch right now, so it's kind of a secret. I feel like I'm probably gonna have some angry coworkers who are like, "What the heck?" But it's too bad. And it's $1 for your first month, and they literally build your store for you using AI. It's amazing. Takes what I think I did it. It took me 5 minutes to create my store, and that's my first product.
Everby, it's very, very cool. And we hope to also be working with them shortly too. So, okay. One question that Mark had is there a feature in Anywhere POD so that Etsy customers can see their personalization product before they buy? And the answer is yes. I'm going to show you what that looks like as we go along in this process.
For anyone who's confused, WYSIWYG means what you see is what you get.
Oh, I was confused by that, so I just skipped it.
It's really a niche thing to put in there, but yeah, it's WYSIWYG is the nickname. It's usually used in engineering terms, and it is what you see is what you get.
That's so funny. Okay, well, I guess Mark has given a secret away. He must be an engineer.
Love it.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is now we have this photo here. We are going to click on personalize. So that lets Anywhere POD know that like this is going to be changed for personalization. And we are going to apply an AI filter. You can combine files. Like if you're in the memorial niche, this would be like a place where you could do that. We obviously aren't combining files here for this one, but that option is available. And then we're going to name the prompt watercolor. And I'm going to say, turn this photo into watercolor design. And then I'm going to click on transparent background and then generate. Okay. There are so many different different ways that you guys can stylize a photo. There's like the line art, there's the like royalty pictures, there's the faceless pictures, there's chibi art. There's more controversial ones like Simpsons. Don't do that. But
let's not talk about trade dress. Let's not. No.
Yeah.
Say,
don't do stuff that
classical
isn't
art
like
style. Yeah.
But those are all like options available to you. So we don't have a prompt library yet, but you could come up with one. One of the easiest ways to do it is just to ask ChatGPT to write up a prompt for you, to be like, hey, I want to do this to this design. Write me a prompt that will do that. And that's usually like the best way we have found our prompts actually. So while this is going, this does take a few minutes because this is connected to our OpenAI account. This is what was available, prior to like Nano Banana coming out like 2 weeks ago, right? So, so while that's doing its thing, Donna asks, is Anywhere POD like T and Blue? So that's a good question, Donna. T and Blue has some features similar to Anywhere POD, but we kind of go above and beyond. We're like the next level because not only do we incorporate personalization, we also have the workflow. So everything's like, we're like a all-in-one platform where not only can you do like a specific feature, we bring it into a workflow that you can implement this in like, that like can be seconds potentially on what the listing is into like a few short minutes. So we have just like everything built in one spot to just implement this really quickly. And yeah, so we're kind of like on steroids. We encompass kind of like all the companies that have individual features. We bring it all into one place, so everything is streamlined. And then more, like we just have a lot of ways that you can utilize our software to be a really unique seller offering really cool products like this. So, okay, so what happens here is now we have our prompt. Okay, this is the prompt that is going to be applied when a customer buys. They'll never see this, but Anywhere POD needs to know this so that the customer can generate this artwork. There is going to be like a little circle right here, right? So I don't want this to cover up the whole space. I'm going to put it about right here. And if I want to add the name, which would make sense, I can do that. I could have brought it in from my layers in Canva, but if you didn't, you can also add the text here. And I'm just going to put like Rufus for the name here.
Cute.
And then I'll change the color for it. Like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this box to be kind of a little bit shorter than like the line right here, because this box is dynamic. And so what that means is, let's say like a customer wants to put like 2 names in, or the name's super long, is like, maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe they're going to put like Rufus and Happy Dog. I don't know, whatever. So by having this being longer, it allows for Anywhere POD to fill that whole space up. If it's just like this, and you want to click, if you want to put like Rufus and Sally, then you can see it gets really small, and it would even potentially go to the next line. So by having this long, it allows that space for like a longer name or whatever. We obviously don't want it to go past the design, because then that would be cut off in the print. So we'll have Rufus here, and then that's it. So that sets up the personalization, super easy. And then the next thing with Rufus, we need to click on personalized, because we need Anywhere POD to know that like this can be swapped out, right?
Right.
So all of that is clicked. We'll double check everything here is clicked. Yeah, that's personalized. This needs to be upscaled too, so we'll do that. Sorry, my slow computer. It's going to take a moment to do it. But, okay, good. Now everything's upscaled, so we know it's going to print beautifully. Now we're going to create the product. Oh, and this part. Okay, so here's where you would select the variant. So when we have the more options, I don't know how it will be set up in Anywhere POD, but if you'll be able to choose all your options here for this. So click on that and then create product.
It's such a cute design too. It's so simplistic, but it got people who love their pets will buy anything for their pets.
And yes, exactly. So what's happening here is the mockup has been generated. ShineOn will have their mockups here too. That will be automatically generated if you add those here. And then it will pop up here in a second. I actually have my mockup connected to a ceramic mockup, if it will show up here in a second, but that has happened. That is ready to go. You can also look and see like here, my computers, it's just running so slow, guys. I'm so sorry. Anyways, all of your things will be here. Super simple. I mean, you can read the buttons, what happens. So then what you can do is fill in your title. So like custom dog ornament, you can generate it with AI if you want, whatever, fill in that information. And then we want to click on enable live preview. So this was a question that Mark had asked about, can the customer actually see this before they purchase? So guys, I'm sorry, this is not an accurate representation of an acrylic ornament. This is just what I had in mind when I put the mock-up in there. This is my own template. You would obviously want an acrylic template on there. But you can see that it was made. If you need to make changes, like I'm noticing on my mock-up that like that design is kind of hanging off there. We have so much flexibility built into Anywhere POD. What we could do is go into the template and just adjust the design to come up a little bit so that wouldn't happen again. Sometimes that just happens when you're creating stuff. You got to make those small adjustments. And so we would come in here to mock up templates. The template design that's there, I would just move that up. And then in the future, all of this would be like, that wouldn't happen. But sometimes, you know, you got to place things and make those adjustments, and then we're good to go for the future. So we want to click on enable live previews. So if you are a Shopify seller, you don't need to worry about this personalization instruction box. We do have live previews built into for Shopify sellers. and it will look really similar to the screen I'm about to show you, but you just don't need to worry about this.
Yeah.
So what we'll do here is if you're an Etsy seller, you're going to click add to instructions, and this is going to give the customer a link here to do the personalization. Okay. So this is what it looks like. So on the listing, they'll actually, oh, look at ShineOn's mockup pulled up there. Looks lovely. So what they'll see is this. They'll actually, in that listing, in the personalization box, they'll click on that link and they'll type in, you know, whatever their dog's name is, like maybe, trying to think of a dog's name, Starry Night, I don't know. And then you would choose the file, they would upload it, and it would apply that AI artwork filter to this product. And then you click on next, and it would take them right back to Etsy. And they would check out, the artwork's done, it goes straight to ShineOn, and like you're good to go. So there's no more back and forth on personalization. Now you have this like really unique way of creating designs and artwork, and it's completely which is so cool. And this is what it would also look like. It's kind of similar for Shopify users. A customer will see this, they'll click on like next or check out, and then it will go to the Shopify page and you'll check out there as well. So that's our live previews. It's super cool. I just want to point out, since we're right here, if you wanted to add like a variant, like maybe you want to add like a cat option, you can just click add variants, and then you just go through the same process where you'd pick an ornament, whatever, put the design on, and then it would just be added to this listing right here. And now you have a variant listing. So it's very cool. But yeah, what questions do we have about this?
I mean, it's pretty awesome. I love it. I love it. And I mean, what a great way to just that ease of use of your customers being able to put in their name and then them being able to see what it looks like. Yes. That is the game changer right there with personalization, is them being able to see that mock-up and confirm that mock-up before sending. Because that's something too. There's always some like, you're out of every 10,000 orders, you're going to find people who are like possibly not so psyched, right? About what they get. And usually if they approve the mock-up beforehand, it's like they know what they are getting, right? They understand what they're getting. And that custom level is what gets them to buy. So yes, I love it.
I completely agree. And I feel like if you're on the Etsy sides of things, one of the biggest challenges, I think it's kind of odd, to be honest, that like Etsy promotes so much personalization and makes it so difficult to do personalization on their platform, but they do. And so the fact that we've kind of found this workaround so that a customer, because I mean, first of all, no customer is looking to do extra work after they purchase, right? Or it'll be like, oh, I got to track down an email address to send this photo. So the fact that we can like circumvent that and make that process more of like what we expect in today's world, where like they can do it on the spot, see the product on the spot, and then just send it off, and we don't have to track them down, is pretty amazing. I know for Shopify sellers being able to do this is like what some people have built their entire store around, is like just this really unique ultra personalization. And now we can just automate, we can streamline that whole process. And if you want to test 20 of these designs, you can do it too. Like that's what's so cool, is like you can set up this one listing and all you have to do is use the rapid lister tool, and this will be like a template. And now you have 20 ultra personalized listings you can test out.
Which is so awesome. Like I absolutely love how fast some of this stuff is, and just game changers, right? Game changers for sure. You guys, because we are almost at around 2 hours for this live stream, I'm gonna kind of skip the Q&A part. However, because Anna and Chris are both really active on the Facebook group and on our YouTube, you can feel free to add any of your questions in the comments, and they will absolutely come in and answer them for you, especially if it is about APOD. They are more than happy to answer any of those questions. So feel free to throw all of your questions, observations, whatever, in the comments for sure. Anna, that was amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I know. There's so much to talk about. And I feel like once you do this a couple times, you guys will realize like it really is just a few clicks of a button and it's super easy. So next week, Chris, who's the founder of Anywhere POD, him and I are holding a boot camp called Anywhere POD Live. And it is a 3-day event. And what we do is we kind of like the first day is all about just kind of the general walkthrough. Like we show you the features. We're going to give you the design we're using so that you can follow along with us and get that first listing done. And then the next 2 days are more about specific features. So kind of like the slide preview I showed you, or how to make group listings. We will walk you through that. So it's, you know, if there's something specifically you're looking for and you're like, yeah, I want to learn that, then you'll be able to get that on the other 2 days. So Brooke just dropped the link for that. It's anywherepod.com/3-day live bootcamp. So feel free, guys, to join us for that bootcamp. It's super interactive. We love the conversation. We do it on Google Meet, so you can actually unmute your camera if you're like, I want to just talk to someone about this for a second, like make sure I got it. You can do that. So we've been holding these now for a couple months. They've been wildly successful because you're not just learning behind a screen like what we did today, like you're actually putting everything into practice so that you're going to be a pro in automation, personalization, and workflow in 60 minutes or less. And depending on what you're working on, like over 3 days, it's going to be so worth it. Yes. Yeah.
It is boot camp season for sure.
It is totally boot camp season. Yeah. Yes. It's such a good time of year to do boot camp. So yeah. So please join us. We would love to help you walk through this process so that you really can take advantage of how simple this is. It's really the easiest way to do print on demand now.
Yes. All right, you guys. Anna, thank you so much for joining me today. This was super fun. I love having you on.
Thank you.
This was great. You guys, thank you so much. Until next time, get into all of our awesome stuff that we have for ShineOn. Throw any of the questions you want in the comments. We got you. And have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everyone.
Bye.